Hi guys, it's SimmerDeb. Welcome to another Sims 4 house building video. The name of this house is Modern Fortune. This house has 4 bedrooms. It has 4 bathrooms. It has a sunken living room, a sunken dining room, a piano area with an indoor fountain, a study, a gym, and an outdoor swimming pool. I will be uploading this house to the Origin Sims 4 gallery, so if you are interested in downloading it, just search for my Origin user ID, SimmerDeb, and you should be able to find it with no problems. I had a lot of fun building this house, but it is a large house, so it did take me about 8 hours to complete. Of course, I worked on it a little bit at a time over several days, but it was a lot of fun to build. And I really am pleased with the way it turned out, and I hope you all like it as well. And here I go working on the back patio area, and I do put a pool in. There I go working on the pool and some little fountain areas on each side of the walkway leading to the patio. And now I'm working on the upstairs area, just kind of marking out the rooms, laying them out, seeing how I want them to be. And that upstairs foyer area, I do remove the floor there, and it is a 2-story foyer when I finish the house. And here we go, just putting in some doors. And I'm putting in another little back area, back patio area, so that you have an exit to the backyard on that side of the house as well. The larger patio area will be where the barbecue area is. And there I go working on the outside a little bit and putting in the windows. I love windows. I like lots of light, lots of natural light in a house. Here I am picking out the patterns for the exterior. And I really like this brick and stucco type combination that I've chosen for the outside. And I am hoping that with the first expansion pack, which I hope will come out fairly soon, I'm hoping that we will get some more exterior stonework, exterior brick and stucco, and a lot more patterns and a lot more paneling patterns we need also. Because I like for all my houses to look different from each other. I don't want them to have the same patterns on the outside, because you know the outside of the house is your first impression of a house, and I want all mine to look differently on the outside, and I'm sure you all do as well. Here I go just working on the roof line, and that area back there is an outdoor patio area, well, an outdoor balcony area off of the master bedroom. And this house does have actually 2 bedrooms that you could consider master bedrooms. It has the main master bedroom, and it also has a guest bedroom, which is very large and has a fireplace and has its own ensuite bathroom. So if you had Grandma and Grandpa Sim living with you, that would be a wonderful place to put them as well. Or maybe you have a young adult child in your household that gets married but can't afford yet to go out on their own. That would be a wonderful place for them to stay as well. And here we go, just doing finishing touches to the outside, putting on trim pieces and picking out the foundation. And you'll notice that I have put a fountain on the front of the house as well. I really like fountains, and I really like pools, especially in a modern home. I think it just gives the house a little bit extra oomph. And I like the metal roofs too, and I really am glad of the fact that you can match the pattern from the hipped roofs or the half gable roofs to the flat roof pattern. I'm really glad that you can use that pattern both places. And here I am working on the sunken rooms. This area here is the sunken living room. The first room that I did was the sunken dining room. So there are 2 sunken rooms in this house. I really love sunken rooms. I think they just give the house that little extra. I really like it, like the 2 levels there. And to the right of this sunken dining room is the kitchen. And the kitchen is open on 2 sides. There's a column on the corner of the kitchen, but there are two entrances to the kitchen, one on each side, which I really like too. I think it helped the floor plan to flow better. So when you're playing, you know, your sim can either go through the dining room to the kitchen, or they can go through that small hallway to the kitchen. And it just seemed to make it flow better. And one thing that I've learned, you'll see there, I'm putting lights behind the fireplace. And it lights the fireplace up so that it's not so dark over there without having to put an actual light that you can see up there. And it works really well to make the mantle lit up so that you can see what's going on over there. And I've got to the point where whenever I put in a cabinet like that, the china cabinet, I'll stick a light behind it too, and it makes the cabinet look like it's lit from within, which gives it, you know, a really nice look, like the cabinet itself is lighted. And you can't see the lights that you put behind there. You can see the light from them, but you cannot see the light fixture itself. And here I am putting in plants and decorating the dining area. And I really like having a fireplace in the dining room. I love fireplaces, and I try to put them in wherever I can. This particular house has, of course, you saw the fireplace in the dining room. It also has one in the living room, and it has one in the master bedroom and one in the guest bedroom. And here I am working on the kitchen. I chose to use the blue cabinets. This house does have a blue theme. The entire downstairs has something blue in it. I do use different colors upstairs in the bedrooms, but the downstairs, you will see I do have this recurring blue theme throughout the entire house. Even outside on the patio furniture, I do use the blue color there as well. And I really like these open cabinets that come with it on the end there that have the dishes that you can see. I think those look really nice. And I also do place those wall lights behind these upper cabinets. And what that does is it lights up the countertop space, and you cannot see the lighting fixtures, but it really adds some nice light there also. Especially when you're using a dark countertop like this gray countertop, you really do need a little light in there. And here I am working on one of the 4 bathrooms, the downstairs bath. There are 3 more bathrooms upstairs. They're not large bathrooms, except for the master bathroom. It's a large bathroom, and the bathroom with the guest bedroom is pretty big too. And here is the piano area, and I absolutely love this piano area. And I do put fountains here with mirrors behind them. I really love indoor fountains, especially when you put mirrors behind them and reflect the water coming up in the mirror. I just think it looks so neat. I would love to own a home in real life that had indoor fountains in it. I just really like the way they turn out. And I like doing them with the rocks and the flowers a lot better than just building a pool here. I could have just built a pool in that little space right there indoors and put the fountain things in the pool, but I really wanted that natural look of the flowers and the rocks and the plants. It just makes it look more lush, and I really like the way that it turned out. And I love looking at the reflection of the piano in that pool. And then I do add those lights on the walls to brighten it up a little bit and give it a little bit more oomph. And there we have a little seating area next to the piano, so your Sims can sit and listen to someone play the piano. Here I am working on the foyer, trying to figure out what to put on the foyer tables. And there I go, putting in another china cabinet. And I really like using the Move Objects On sheet to put plants on top of the china cabinets and the bookcases. And here I am working on the area underneath the staircase, and I do put plants here as well because I really love to have the plants there. And you have this open staircase and nothing really, you know, that you can put under there that's usable. So I really like putting the decor of the plants under there so that, you know, it looks much more complete rather than just having an open area there with nothing there. And I love plants and I love nature, and I just wanted to give it that little touch of something outdoors, bring the outdoors in. There I am putting some more plants throughout the home. And you can see there the other entrance to the kitchen from that hallway that leads to the back door. And I really like the way that turned out. I really like the way it looks. I love the Sims being able to have two entrances to the kitchen. And here I am working on the downstairs, the sunken, well, it is downstairs, but the sunken living room, and putting in a fireplace. And you can see the foundation that runs through this fireplace. I do change that. I changed that foundation right there to a different color. I changed it to black later on in the video. And when I do make that change, you cannot see the foundation running through the fireplace anymore, because that really bugged me that you could see that. But when I change it to black, just in that area behind the fireplace, the rest of the foundation I leave. But I do change it to black and you can't even see it. And I put plants beside the fireplace on either side of the fireplace so that you cannot see the change from the foundation with the white top to the foundation with the black top. You cannot see it at all. And you'll notice in the screenshots what I'm talking about. And it makes the fireplace look really nice. Now this area next to the sunken living room, where you go up the stairs, is going to be a play area type area. I put a bar in there and skills objects. You've got the chess table that you see, a bar. I also put a card table and a painting easel, and also a stereo so that your Sims can go up there and dance and hang out and paint, work on their skills, work on their mixology skill, and maybe play a card game with the family. So I thought this was a really neat area to do that. And of course you have the doors leading outside to the back patio area as well from this play area. And I really like the play area here. Now I decided to give it a pop of color, matching the colors in the rug from the living room. And these jazz pictures that I put in here, I absolutely love them. I think they look really nice. And they do have that purple color in them that ties in with the purple in those round rugs, which I thought looked really nice. And as you can see, I'm really making good use of the Move Objects On sheet by putting in all of these plants and mirrors and things where you normally could not put them without the cheat. That's probably the best thing. Pools and the Move Objects On cheat are the best things that we've gotten from the patches, I think. Now if they could just give us toddlers in a free patch, that would be wonderful. I'm waiting on it, and I know you all are waiting on it as well. And also, I just heard just a few minutes ago that we did get a new patch today, and it will include the family tree. I haven't updated my game yet, but I can't wait to do that and see the family tree, because I do have a legacy game that I am playing right now that I'm filming on my channel, and I really need that family tree for that legacy. And here I am working on the study, and I've put my shelves up there and using the Move Object On sheet to put books and plants and things on the shelves. I thought I would do a built-in desk area this time. I've not done a built-in desk in any of my houses so far, and I thought that it would be a really neat idea. And when I finished building this house, I did move a Sim in, and I did test this built-in desk, and the Sims can use it with no problem at all whatsoever. So it does work quite well. And here is just a little sitting area in the study where they can sit and read a book or just relax. And you can see out the window the pool area. And I do put fountains outside right in front of the study windows, which looks really neat in the end, I think. And here we are just putting some plants in. finishing that room up. Now I'm working on the master bedroom. And I really love using the columns to kind of do a little highlight behind the beds. I really think it looks neat, and I hope you all like it. And I had never used mirrors behind a bed before. I had always just used a complementary paint color, but I decided to do the mirrors today on this house, and I thought it turned out really nice, actually. Really like the way it turned out. And I do use that the black and the turquoise theme in this house. I do think it seems like I end up changing the turquoise paint color a little bit to one a little bit darker. I don't know if this is the final turquoise paint or if I started out with a lighter turquoise paint. Anyway, the bedroom does remain black and turquoise, which I thought was a really good combination together. It's a combination I don't think I've used in a master bedroom before, and I really like the way that it turned out. I thought that the turquoise really pops with that black. And there we are, just putting some little doodads and knickknacks on that table. And I do put a stereo on that table, and that stereo is usable by your sim. Your sim can turn it on and off and dance to it as well, even though it was put in using the Move Objects On sheet. And here we go, just putting in the plants and all the finishing touches for the master bedroom. And I really like the size of this master bedroom. It's a really nice big bedroom. And there you can see I'm working on the master bathroom, and it also is turquoise and black, and I also really like the way that it turned out. It does have double showers so that mom and dad sim can take a shower in the morning at the same time and not worry about being late for work. There I'm putting little clutter objects in just to give it a finishing touch, just to make it look a little bit nicer. There I'm trying to decide on a rug for the bathroom, and I end up using that round turquoise rug and putting in the towels. And another thing I really love about this master bedroom, there is a balcony off the master bedroom, a nice little quiet sitting area, which I really love and which you'll see in just a few minutes. And I also really love that butterfly painting that I put in, the fact that it's turquoise too. Really like that. And now I'm working on the upstairs hallway bath. That's the family bathroom. And then I decided to come back and do a little bit more finishing touches on the master bedroom while I'm at it, because I forgot to do that wall when I was in there the first time. And you'll notice in this bathroom I end up changing those sinks. And the reason why is because I noticed that from the outside you could see the toilet from the outside of the house. So I fixed that. I put curtains up so that from the outside of the house you cannot tell that that room is a bathroom, because that really bothered me to look inside the window and see that toilet there. I don't know if that would bother you all or not, but it did bother me, so I did hide that toilet behind a curtain. So that worked out good. Now this room that I'm working on now, I designed for a teenager, for two teenagers actually. And I decided to do built-ins in that room because I've never done built-ins before like that in a bedroom. So I decided to do that and put bookshelves behind it. And in the end, I think it turned out really good, which you'll see in the screenshots. And at first, I do put a dresser in this room, but I end up removing that dresser because you can see the stand-up dresser in between the two beds. So you really don't need the other dresser. So I took the other dresser out and put a desk and a computer in there because, you know, what do teenagers like to do? They like to play on the computer. So I really thought they needed that more than they needed another dresser. And here I go, just working on the shelf area, the shelving area, I cannot speak today, and putting a little clutter up there, plants and books and candles and pictures and things of that nature, just to give it a lived-in look. And there we go. And I do like the way that this built-in area turned out. I think it looks kind of neat. And I've seen, you know, built-in rooms, built-in bookcases and things like that behind beds in real life. So that's kind of the look that I was going for, is what I had seen in real life. And then I'm just putting some more clutter in. And I haven't changed that. I think, yeah, this is where I changed the dresser to a desk with a computer. And I really love that book bag, backpack thing with the skull on it. I really like that one. And here I am working on a room that I designed for 2 little girls. Now, when I'm building this room, you can see that I did put columns on the wall in the back, separating the 2 bed areas. Now, those columns are still there in the finished house, so if you download this house, you will have those columns. And while you are playing this house, you will be able to see those columns. However, when I took the screenshots, the area that you're able to take the screenshots in, because you have to get close to that wall, the columns do disappear in the screenshots. And there's nothing I can do other than tearing down a wall and moving back with the camera to get those columns to show up. So you will not see those columns in the finished screenshots of this room. However, they are still there, and they will show up when you're playing. You will see them. The same thing goes for this guest room. This is the other master room, the guest master, I guess you could call it. That it also has the columns behind the bed, and they also are still there, but they do not show up in the screenshots, but will show up when you're playing the game. Here is the fireplace area that I was telling you about earlier. Like I said, I do love fireplaces, and I thought this would be a nice place for your guest sim to come and sit and enjoy that nice fire. And I do put a TV above the fireplace so that they can watch TV while they're sitting and enjoying the fire. And I end up putting a bookcase next to that sitting area also, so they can read. If they want to sit there and read, that'll be fine. And yeah, that's the one I end up going with. And I do put a plant above that bookcase to kind of, you know, give it a little bit extra touch, make it look a little bit nicer. Putting more plants in. And I really like having 2 master bedrooms in the house, because if you play Legacy Families, and like I said, I am doing a Sims 4 Legacy on my channel, when my Legacy character, the original Legacy character, moves on from having children and she passes the legacy down to one of her heirs, you know, if the mother and father, the original mother and father, are elderly but they're not dead yet, I'm not really going to want to move them out of the house, because I get really attached to my Sims. I don't know if you do, but I get really attached to them, and I'm going to want to have a room for the original mother and father to live in while the heir begins their own family. You know, I don't want to move them out into another house and lose contact with them and then get a notification that they died. You know, I want to be there for all of their life because I do become attached to them. So, you know, that's kind of why I put 2 master bedrooms in this house, because I was thinking about that the other day. That I really don't want to move out my original legacy couple. And here I am working on the gym. And I do have a sink there with some towels, because you do want to freshen up a little bit, you know, after you get through working out, you know, before you take your shower. You might want to wash your hands. Now I'm working on the balcony area that is connected to the main master bedroom. And I really love this balcony area. And I did put a painting easel out there, so it is a quiet place for your sim to come and paint, or sit and read, or just enjoy the outdoors. I really like that area. Now I'm moving on to the front and doing some landscaping on the front. And I do put fountain sprayers in that little fountain area. And I love landscaping. If you've watched any of my other house builds, you know that I love lots of lush landscaping, and I like to layer my plants. So you'll notice that I did the exact same thing in this house as far as the landscaping being very lush and a lot of landscaping. And I love those pink flowers. I really do. And I love that ground cover. I like filling in with the ground cover. It just makes the landscaping look more finished, in my opinion. I really like it, and I hope you all like it as well. There I am trying to get that tree just right there in that area. And putting in some more flowers. And now I'm working on the back patio area, the barbecue area. And I really like that sun motif above the barbecue. I think it's perfect for outdoors. And you can see that I did put the workbench out here on this back patio area so your Sims can make craftables. And now I'm putting in the landscaping pots so that your Sims can work on their gardening skill. And I'm doing just a little seating area there. And I did put in the monkey bars for the children's Sims to play on. And I did put in fountains around the walkway area, around in the little pool area. And now I'm working on another seating area over here. And I do put a stereo in this area so your Sims can dance around and have a pool party, things like that. And again, working on a lot of landscaping. I end up surrounding the whole backyard area with those hedges and flowers and nice lush landscaping. And I do put quite a few trees in also. Not too many trees. I think I have 3 in the backyard, 3 trees in the backyard, and then I add 1 to the front yard too, I think. I do fill in with the flowers and the ground cover just to make everything look complete. And I do end up putting that ground cover all the way around so that no matter what angle you look at the house, it does look finished and complete, and you don't have any holes anywhere as far as landscaping goes. Just putting on final touches. And we're almost complete. And there we are. Now we're starting with the screenshots, the outside of the house, the exterior. And I am really happy with the way this house turned out. And I love that pink brick on the outside with the stucco. I think it's just the right amount of contrast, especially with that roof trim. I think it looks really nice. And there's the backyard area. Lots of stuff outside to do. Sims should have a good time playing out there. Here we come back around to the front of the house. And there's the front again. And now we will go inside the house. And here is the view from the front door. You see the staircase, you see the piano. There's another view looking at the piano area. And there you can see the fountains. I absolutely love those fountains. And the reflection of the piano in those mirrors, I think looks so nice. Really love it. And there you are looking down into the sunken living room. Another shot of the living room and the piano and the cozy fireplace. And there is a shot of the playroom. And there you can see another shot of the playroom and sunken living room. And here we are looking at the study with its nice red cabinets. And there is a shot from the foyer to the dining room, a nice cozy fire. And there you can see the dining room looking into the kitchen. Another shot of the dining room from the kitchen. And there's a shot of the kitchen itself up the stairs. And there is the upstairs hallway looking down onto the piano area. And here is the master bedroom, and I absolutely love that turquoise and black. And I love the mirrors behind the bed and the columns. I think it looks so nice. And there is a shot of the master bathroom. And this is the balcony area off the master bedroom. Here is the room for the teenagers with its built-in shelves. This is the little girl's room. You do not see the columns here, but they are there. And here is the guest master bedroom. And there are still columns even though you don't see them. And there's the fireplace area. Here we are looking at the gym. And I love the windows that encircle this gym. And here we are looking at the back barbecue area and seating area. Another shot of the backyard and the pool. And here we are back at the front of the home. And this does complete this house tour. And I want to thank you all so very, very much for watching. I really enjoyed building this house, and I hope you all enjoyed watching this video. If you did enjoy this video, please let me know in the comments down below. Please leave me a like and please subscribe. I'll see you next time.